my friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you about classy handbag essentials. If you have been on YouTube for any length of time, I am sure you have come across a video that says, what is in my bag? And I find it really interesting to see some of the things that people keep in their handbag. However, I do not think it is very elegant or very classy when you see a woman with a large bag and she's just rifling around in there trying to find her things. It got me thinking, what are some of the essential items that I keep in my handbag and how do I keep them in my handbag? So with that, let's get into today's video. But if you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Nicole. I typically post videos on this channel about how you can DIY or make minor adjustments on your level up journey, but then that gives space and makes room for going and investing in other parts of your level up journey that maybe you should not DIY or you need a professional to help you with. So often I'll post videos here on this channel where I go into some of my appointments or I see professionals for certain things. Equally, I used to be a professional beautician. I first did hair, then I did some makeup courses and makeup artistry. Then due to arthritis, I then primarily was working as a lash artist and lash educator. I then moved over to the UK, and basically since I've been living in the UK, I have been a full-time content creator. So as you can see, I have some professional experience and I also have some practical experience. So with that, I hope you would consider subscribing to this channel. And now let's get into what is in my handbag. So first things first, I do not think that an elegant or classy handbag has to be something designer. I think that if you can look at the make and the quality and the style and the print on a bag will make something come across as a little bit more classy and a little bit more leveled up. For me personally, I've really been pulled towards kind of tortoise shell looking handbags lately. I'm not really one for prints. I really don't like snake skinny or leopard print type of pattern, but to me this is a great middle ground if you like those type of prints. I equally find that a chocolate brown handbag looks so rich and so much more luxurious than some cream colors, but that's just personal preference. Now this is just from Carvela. I did do a brand collaboration with Shoeaholics and they sent this purse over. Now with that being said, one of the things that I find really helps me keep organized in whatever handbag it is that I'm using is keeping things in a little dust bag. Through my work, I have many collaborations with jewelry brands, and often those jewelry brands will send their jewelry over in a bag like this. Now even if I was a regular paying customer and I bought something from them, they would send the jewelry over in a little dust bag like this. I have seen some people use the dust bags for their handbags, like their designer handbags, and then put those in purses like this, or use those dust bags for some of the items that they use when traveling. For me personally, I do not need to keep my medium tiered jewelry in a dust bag, so I love using these little dust bags for moments like this. I find that these dust bags aren't made the best, so when they start to get gross and when they start to get dingy, I just throw them out, and I have so many of them, I just move on to the next one. These items are going to be very practical, but they're also going to be very necessary to making sure that you keep a very seamless finish. So some of these things you might not think that they are the most elegant in nature due to their topic, but I do think that they're practical, and I do think that you would never, as a classy, elegant and feminine woman, you would never want to be without these things. So with that, the first thing I'm going to show you is just a panty liner. I think that you can always keep one of these discreetly in your handbag, especially if it is in here. Let me tell you, there was a moment not that long ago actually, and I had to have some sanitary napkins in my purse, and would you believe it fell out in front of everybody? I was mortified, and that's actually when I started adopting this into my handbags. So yes, just a little, you know, sanitary napkin placed in the bag. Nobody needs to know. Now the next thing that is in here, I've seen people talk about this, but I haven't seen them speak to the solution of this. I know Anna Bay from School of Affluence speaks about this, about never putting your handbag on the floor. However, have you seen one of these before? So it is just for your purses when you go out to a restaurant, whenever you're allowed to do that. Where I am, you can't do that right now. But this just goes like this on the table, and then you can then hang your purse on this hook instead of putting your purse on the ground. I've heard that that is bad luck, and never mind it being bad luck, it is disgusting putting your purse on the floor where where everybody's foot goes. Furthermore, if you live somewhere, I didn't come across this in Canada as much, I think because there was a lot more open spaces to take your dogs to, but here in the UK there is like dog feces everywhere. I would never want to put my purse on the ground here. So one of these little devices that will give you a hook to hang your purse is absolutely essential. And the next thing that I have in here is just a travel size fragrance. So this is a niche fragrance from Manos Garakinis. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I say Garakinis. I know other people that say Garakinis, and then I went somewhere and the guy told me I was saying his name wrong. So I'm so sorry if you ever see this, Manos. But this is just Immortelle. Now, I find having a fragrance in your handbag is essential because you never know, maybe you went for a meal or maybe you were walking through, you know, a park during lunchtime and then there's all the vendors cooking food and then you go back into your office building and you smell a food. I think that it's so important to have fragrance with you on the go. Furthermore, I find that if it's a fragrance that has vanilla notes to it, vanilla is something commercial across the board that people will find attractive in regards to like the scent. So this particular scent has a lot of vanilla in it. It's not my favorite scent. However, I know that it will be pleasing to most people that have to smell me or that are around me when I spray it. So that is an absolute handbag essential. Now the next thing that is in here, it's super small. I don't think a lot of people would think that all of these things fit into my handbag, and this isn't a particularly big handbag, but it's just a little bit of hair oil. Now I know that this isn't going to be essential for every single person. Maybe for you, you would need to carry some dry shampoo. Maybe for you, you need to carry some hairspray. But I do think it's important for ladies to carry some type of hair item in their handbag because depending on where you live, you're going to have different needs, and depending on your hair type, you're going to have different needs. I live in England where it rains a lot of the time and there's a lot of moisture in the air. So my hair can go frizzy very, very fast. So for me personally, I like carrying around a little bit of argan oil. So this is Nashi Argan. I love this brand so much. It's an Italian hair care brand and there's only a few places in England that sell it, and I don't hold off on using things. Like if I have something nice, I want to use it. I feel like if you hold off on using your special items, it's more so out of a scarcity mindset, and that's more so a poor mentality. And so for me personally, if I buy a Jo Malone candle, I am using the Jo Malone candle. If I buy an expensive perfume, I'm using that expensive perfume. Nashi products, I use sparingly because I can't get it everywhere in England. They don't even sell it in Bristol where I live, and we haven't been able to travel properly to even go to London for almost a year. So I haven't been to London in in over a year. So I use this sparingly, but I do keep it in my handbag. So this is just Nashi Argan Oil. If you have, oh my goodness, if you have curly hair, try this out. It is the best oil. If you use any type of oil, Moroccan oil, any type of oils like that, if you can get Nashi Argan Oil, you will never utter the word Moroccan oil again. All right, so the next thing that I have in here is just this CB12 spray. So it's pleasant breath on the go. So obviously you could have chewing gum in your handbag or you can have mints in your handbag. But what I have often found is that I don't want to be chewing when I'm trying to look classier and more feminine. I find I don't want to look like a cow. I don't want to be chewing unless I'm eating because I feel like that's unnecessary unless you're eating. Furthermore, I find that when I have a mint in my mouth, you know, you can see it on the side, and I actually don't like the ones that you put under your tongue or on your tongue because I find that they stick to the roof of your mouth. And again, if you're in a situation where you're talking, it's just a bit cumbersome. I like using a spray. So this is just a mouth spray. You can just spray a couple of times. What I find works best is if I just get some water, cleanse my palette, and then go excuse myself to the ladies' room and then do a couple of sprays of this. The next item that I think is an absolute essential to keep in your handbag if you are looking to look more leveled up and more classy and feminine is a lipstick, of course. So the key is with this is to keep a lipstick in your handbag that is going to be neutral or, you know, more nude to you. So this is obviously a brown for me. Obviously dependent on your skin tone, this might not be the color for you. I find that when I just kind of blot this onto my lips, I won't use it as a very heavy lipstick, but when I just blot it onto my lips, it just gives me a little bit of oomph, a little bit of color that goes a long way. Furthermore, I love these Mavala lipsticks. They have have shea butter in it, so it's almost like a mix between a lip balm and a lipstick. So I'm getting that nourishment because chapped lips don't look very feminine or nice, but I'm also getting the color and the nourishment. So I love keeping a neutral to me lipstick in my handbag. Now the next two items I want to speak to are hair tools. Everyone needs a bobby pin and everyone needs a elastic. The key thing with the elastic is make sure that there's no clumps of hair attached to it. It doesn't look very classy. Furthermore, stop keeping these on your wrists. It doesn't look very nice. Put them in your handbag in a little, you know, dust carrier like I showed you, and you will never need to go searching for one of these. You will also not need to keep them on your wrist. Last but not least, I feel like this is the most underrated item that I think most people should carry, because in the moment where you need it, you'll be thanking me. And that is just a safety pin. I don't even know if you could see it here. So I just keep a small safety pin in my purse because I do have bigger breasts, and sometimes, you know, there was a video that I filmed recently and I didn't refilm it. I'm waiting for the bad comments to come, if I'm honest, but you know, this strap kept on going like this. If I was out and that was happening, could you imagine if I just secured that like that? Boom. Equally, if I have a shirt that is puckering here, can you imagine if I just secured that? No one needs to know. I think that's sometimes the reality of when you have bigger busts, and what can you do? It's not like you can ungrow them, right? So I think by having one of these in your purse at all times, it's really gonna save you the heartache and really save you from not always looking on brand. Anyways, my friends, that is it for this video. What are your classy handbag essentials? I would love to know what they are, so maybe I can take some notes from you and make sure that I completely have all the handbag essentials that I would need to keep classy and feminine. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, would you consider maybe letting me know by pressing the like button or by leaving me a comment? When you make these little engagements, it allows me to then analyze these metrics and allows me to understand that you are liking this content. I should make more of this content. Maybe you're not liking this content. I would love if you took the extra second to do that, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.